How's it going, guys? Welcome to the EF&G Movie Reviews, and this is my top 10 worst movies of 2024. Guys, if you could, give us that like, give us a subscribe, help us grow in 2025. I'd sure appreciate it. It means a lot. We're on the road to 2,000 this year, or bust. If I don't make it to 2,000, I'm going to end the channel. Am I going to do that? Probably not. But maybe. You never know. Let's get to 2,000. Now, let's get right into this. So much anticipation on how bad these movies were this year. Last year. Now, let's get into it. At number 10, Mufasa, The Lion King. This movie did not need to exist. We did not need to know how Mufasa grew up. We did not need to know how Scar got his scar and got his name. It was boring. The songs were dumb. I always wanted the brother. I always wanted the brother. It was fucking stupid. I am appalled that this movie made more money than Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic was a way better movie, but Disney won't stop doing these prequels to fucking... It's a prequel to a live-action movie. It doesn't even have a prequel in the cartoons. It's so dumb. It's so boring. Let's move on. At number 9, Red One. This movie looked like everybody was just walking through it, phoning in those lines, especially J.K. Sims. Like, this is the worst acting I've ever seen out of J.K. Sims. Rock was just doing rock stuff. Chris Evans was like, I'm here for a payday. Everything about this movie was just absolute nonsense. The Krampus shit was the only cool thing from this movie, and they kind of swept that under the rug. It was just dumb. Overall, it was just dumb. Just rock doing rock. Chris Evans cashing a paycheck, and J.K. Sims phoning it in so hard. On to the next. At number 8, Tarot. This movie could have been cool. This movie could have been cool. And then it turned out it was not cool. The kid from Spider-Man was absolutely horrible in this movie. The whole concept of the cursed deck could have been dope, but they made it so campy, so boring. The killers in it were really dope, but it didn't make any sense why the kid from Spider-Man didn't die, but he lived. It was just dumb. It was boring. It just could have been done better. Let's move on. At number 7, Afraid. I had really high hopes for this movie. I thought it was going to be a alien technology, and I thought that would play into it. Nope, it was just stupid fucking AI that hasn't ever been used well in a movie ever, except for Ex Machina. And yes, it's AI, but it's also robotics and all this other shit. But AI is just fucking dumb. It's just dumb. It's poorly used because people don't actually have a concept of what AI really is. Like, they just have this imagination. Terminator. AI was good in Terminator. But very few films have ever used AI correctly. Let's move on. At number 6, we have Twisters. Oh man, this movie had no heart. You saw every turn in the road, literally. The climactic scene with the twister was just pointless and heartless. It did not live up to its counterpart in any way, shape, or form. And It was stupid not connecting it to the first film, except for their Dorothy that they had, which was really dumb. That you totally saw that her whole team was going to die. She was going to be the only one, and then she was going to be struggling about getting pulled back into doing the tornadoes and all this shit. It was just bad. Helen Hunt should have been her mom, and it would have made this movie way, way fucking better. Because why have a phone call, not show her mom, and then you pay it off by her going to the farm, and it's not Helen Hunt? It was stupid. It was so stupid. This movie sucked nuts. Let's move. We're at the number 5 spot. We are officially halfway through, and coming in at number 5 is Russell Crowe in The Exorcism. This fucking movie was so bad. So bad. And they're making a sequel to it. And they're making a sequel to The Pope's Exorcist. These movies are shit. Super bad. I love some Russell Crowe. But this movie was so goddamn bad, it just made no sense. The director was not the director of the movie, but the director inside the movie was such a cocksucker, and he doesn't die. It's just absolute bullshit. I fucking hated this movie, but not as much as the rest of them. So, let's move on. In at number 4, we have Founders Day. Fucking, again, could have been a cool horror movie, but it just absolutely was not. This was such a convoluted horror movie. I do believe it was shot during the pandemic and then just shelved for a lot of years, because they have a crowd scene, and the crowd scene's 6 people in a completely empty street. It just was dumb. It had no direction. You knew the payoff. It was just bad. It was just a bad. Let's move on. In at number 3, we have Madam Web. Fucking A. This movie very well could have been the number 1 spot if there wasn't such an egregiously bad movie in that number 1 spot. But this movie was just poorly thought out. Another bad Sony flick that is just we need time to develop our other movies, so we're going to put out these shit movies so they take a bath on it. Sony, I hope you lose the Spider-Man thing. I hope you just hit such a rock bottom problem that you have to sell Spider-Man back to Marvel. I really, really do. You guys suck. This movie sucked. Everybody in it, you are lucky to have a career. Count your days. Let's move on. In at number 2, we have Borderlands. Oh my God, this was another slap into the face to all the fans of the Borderlands video games. Eli Roth took a script, didn't want to do this movie. He wanted to do 8 other different movies, and he was like, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. But sir, we're making a Borderlands movie. Nope, we're making this, and we're just going to tie in all this other stuff that has no meaning or purpose. I got my good friend Bobby Lee coming in as a character that doesn't exist in the world, and it's stupid. And I could go on, and I literally have, and there is going to be a playlist at the end, at the number 1 spot, for all the reviews in the worst movies. You can go check out all my reviews on it. They are quite hilarious. I think so. Let's move on. To number 1. Guys, can you imagine what it is? Am I hearing you guys right? Yes, it is. It's The Crow 2024. Bill Skarsgård and FKA Twigs can't act their way out of a wet paper bag in this movie, and I blame the fucking director and FKA Twigs. She can't act to save her life. Bill Skarsgård can act. When given the right director, that man is gold, and it's been proven over and over again. Nosferatu, fucking Pennywise, over and over again. This director didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and the goddamn studio was like, no, you're gonna make this movie. How about if we make it about a different crow? People really seem to revere Brandon Lee as the Crow. We might be stepping into a territory that we probably shouldn't go into. No, you're going to make this story because this is the story we want to make. James O'Barr himself shit on this movie when he got to see it because this movie is egregious to any Crow fan. This movie is egregiously bad. Egregiously bad. That's my list of the worst movies of 2024. Guys, there is a playlist in one of these corners. If you want to go check out all these reviews, it will be over there. Go check it out. They are quite fun. They are quite entertaining. And they are literally the worst films that I could have picked. Craven might have got on this list, but I didn't see it enough time. Thank you guys for watching this video. I want to hear your guys' list down below in the comments. I'd sure love to hear it. And again, thank you guys. I appreciate you so very, very much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.